everyone, my name's Katie and I'm a student at Central Community College. Today I'm here to help you guys celebrate Groundwater Festival. Did you know that plants help filter the water that goes into the ground? Their roots act as filters, soaking up all the nutrients, but plants can't help filter out our water unless they're pollinated. Pollination is the process of moving pollen from one flower to another, and that's how plant seeds are formed. When we think of pollination though, we usually picture honeybees, and that makes sense because they are our state insect. Honeybees are social bees, meaning that they live in a colony, and they protect their hive. But did you know there's more than 4,000 species of bees and wasps that pollinate plants, and most of them are solitary. Solitary bees and wasps make their own nests. They lay eggs inside of cavities in down trees, logs, and even plant stems. These bees and wasps are gentle, meaning they won't sting you because they don't have to protect a hive. This makes them the perfect pollinators to watch in action. So today I'm going to show you how to build your very own bee hotel to attract some of these different pollinating insects to your own backyard. First thing we need to do is gather all of our supplies. We're going to need plastic bottles with the top cut off. You can keep the top if you want, but we don't really need it. Next, we're probably going to need some paint so that we can decorate our bee hotels. I'm using acrylic paint because it's waterproof. Then we'll also need some twine or hemp to tie up our bee hotels. And finally, we need some plastic or cardboard straws. The cardboard straws are a little bit better for the bees because it lets them breathe, get air into their cavities instead of getting super soggy. But these straws are probably going to be a bit too long. We want our straws to go just inside of our bottle so that water doesn't get into them and make our bees wet. So, looks like I need to cut some straws. So I filled up my little bee hotel and I put about how many will fit in there. You don't want them to be too tight. I think that's going to be about the perfect amount. So now I've just got to start cutting. To do that, I'll mark one where I think it should be, and then I'll cut the others to match it. Okay, I have my handy dandy pencil here. Mark this one. That looks about perfect. See how there's just about half a fingertip in there? Now we just gotta keep cutting. Line them up and cut it. So, some of our ends got crushed in, so we'll just go ahead and turn this whole. Keep all the open ends to one side, and that'll be the side that we put out for the bees to crawl in and out of, because it'll be hard for them to fit into these bent holes. So now we have our straws. Let's go ahead and paint our bee hotel. Gotta pick out the perfect color. Now that we're done painting our masterpieces, we can go ahead and let these dry while we get our straws ready to put inside of here. Okay, we're back on our straws. We have them all facing the same way, so the cut end is on one side and the open end is on the other. And now we have to try and tie these together so that they stay stuck. I think that would be good. So I cut 2 pieces of string long enough to go around here. And then I'm going to lay them out flat to make it easier to tie. And maybe put a rubber band on these so that they're tight while I'm tying. And then we can just lay it on top. And we'll just go ahead and tie it. I like to loop it twice so it stays tight. And then I'll do it again. I'll do one on this side. So you can take off our Scotch tape here. While this is drying, I figured we could talk about these nesting cavities a little bit. So the bees crawl into these little tiny holes and they go to the very back and they pack it with either leaves or dirt, sometimes little pieces of mud, and then they'll fill it with pollen, making a little tiny cell. Inside of that cell, they'll lay one egg, and then they'll close the cell and make a new one. Each one of these straws will hold about 6 eggs. Okay, I think mine is dry now, so we should be ready. I've tucked the corners of my string in a little bit here so that they don't stick out whenever I put my straws in there. One of my straws fell out, so I'll just slide it back in here. No big deal. Oh, okay, hold it tight so you don't lose them all. There we go. Make sure we have the right end facing out. And then we'll just slide this in here. Perfect. See how nice that fits? It looks kind of cute. Now we just need something to hang it with. So I've cut this really long string. I'll tie one to the bottom. Let's see. I want the top to be on the other side. If you have a top, make sure you tie your knot on the top side. If your design doesn't matter which side, then you can have it however. So there's one end. So we need our other end to be right about here. Go ahead and tie this around. I like these water bottles because they have bridges that make it easy to keep your string in line. So I'll cut off this extra here. My straws still don't stay in very well, so I'm going to go ahead and use the little piece of cardboard. It's about this long, and I folded it into an accordion. Then you can use that to wedge your straws inside of there and make them extra tight. So now they can't fall out. Now our bottle bee hotels are ready to put outside for insects to use. You can hang it from a fence or a tree. Be creative. You can go look at it every day to see if the holes have been filled. Maybe there will be some little pieces of grass or plant matter. Maybe you'll see a little bit of pollen. Then, if you get lucky, you might even be able to see some of them working and laying their eggs. Let's go see if we can find a spot. Okay, I'm outside here at CCC trying to find the perfect place for this bee hotel. The main thing we want to find is somewhere with flowers nearby. This spot looks like it has flowers in the spring. So let's put it on a tree by here. This one looks good. Look at that. Solitary bees and wasps are gentle, so you can get up close and watch them in action. They help to pollinate plants that keep our groundwater clean. So, since you built your very own bee hotel, you are actually helping keep the groundwater clean as well. I hope you guys have fun, and don't forget to keep looking at your bee hotel.